So, but it's not all wine and roses. In some respects, there are what some people would perceive as disadvantages. You have got to lose some of your autonomy. No longer can you just chop and change and make decisions at the drop of a hat and change the rules and everything else. You've actually got, you've got a group of franchisees there that you're in partnership with. So you have to understand that. You're going to be scrutinised. They're going to be saying, are you meeting your terms and conditions of our agreement and giving me what I was promised? So that's important to understand that. I think that's actually good, because we do tend to ignore things. We know in the back of our mind, should be doing this, but you don't. If there's someone you're accountable to, you just make sure you do put the extra hour in and finish it and do it properly. So that's important. And then systemising and documenting your business. Very few businesses are fully documented. Most businesses are systemised, but often it's up here. It's not difficult. You can use a tape recorder, you can use videos, you can do it in a whole variety of ways, and we'll be touching base on that later on as well. Lots of ways of making manuals. They don't have to be reams of paperwork. That's boring and people don't read them anyway. And then the time it's going to take. No, there's no doubt about it. It's going to take you some time. But if you work effectively and efficiently with a plan and a system, and you do it a chunk at a time, and you follow a routine that's proven, it's not such a demanding thing. I found on average, for people to franchise, it does vary between about 50 and 130 hours are the sorts of time people feed back to me that it takes them. But you can do that in a month, or you can do it in 3 months or 6 months. Right? So it's important. When we look at some of the advantages, from the point of view of selling the business, it's interesting. Retail Food Group I mentioned earlier, but Pizza Capers is a pizza group that was launched in 1996. They sold in 2012 to Retail Food Group with about 100 pizza outlets. They negotiated a selling price of 24 million. Not bad. Pretty good return. This was two fellows owned this business. What happened was they had a very shrewd, either themselves or their accountant was very shrewd, because they put a clause in saying that 12 months after the settlement, they would review the buying or selling price dependent on the turnover and profitability. And that business did so well under Retail Food Group, they ended up getting 41 million. And they carried on with a well-played job for, I think, 3 years. So, and a similar thing happened with Crust Pizza. Interestingly, both bought by Retail Food Group. You think there'd be a conflict of interest, but they don't see it that way. Speedy Lube, I mentioned the example with Doug there of what happened to him. So you can see some of the breakdown.